Hey guys, Modern Day Rob here, working on a 2010 Dodge Grand Caravan. The vehicle had a coolant smell, like burning, that the customer complained about in the back of their throat. Brought it into us. We got looking at it and found that there was a little Y pipe underneath the hood that was causing a leak. Got looking a little closer, found out that this was a common issue on these vehicles. And that this little Y pipe to buy the new hose and everything was, about $150 to $180 at your local parts store. You can see the Y right there. And it just kind of drips down on the exhaust. What happens is it starts leaking because it gets dry and crusty from the heat over time off of the exhaust. So, manufacturer probably should have put a metal one in there in the first place. So being, the cheapskate that I am, I went and did some research and found a cheaper and easier way to fix that. And that's why we're here today. We found that our basic tools we're going to use, and tools can vary a little bit, pair of channel locks, screwdriver. We're going to use a little cordless impact, because we don't like to turn wrenches. You could just use the screwdriver though, but carpenter's knife, safety goggles, that's always important, work gloves, and then you can see here's your Y pipe. You have 4 screw clamps with it, which I think we're only going to need 3. I don't know why they give you 4, but hey, no, it can't hurt to have an extra one. And a little piece of hose that's going to kind of extend on the back here to connect it back to the vehicle once we make our cuts. So now we're going to go up here under the hood. And we're going to start the process. We're going to remove 2 10mm screws here to get this coil out of our way. You don't have to do this. There's a lot of guys online that's doing it without it. I like to make things a little easier. Big thing I would say when you do it this way, make sure that when you remove your spark plug wires, you mark where they go. We have them in the spots of 1, 2, 3 on the little bracket there, so we know that they go left to right, 1, 2, 3. Then you just lift your coil pack back up out of the way there. Flip it over. There you go. You might want to pull that hose out of your way too. There you go. Now that gives us lots of room to get down in here and work. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut the hoses here with a pair of side cutters. Make sure your vehicle doesn't have any pressure on the system. It's nice and cool when you do this. And you can use side cutters or a razor knife, whatever you choose. You'll want to remember that was your, I don't think it matters, but it probably doesn't matter where that goes back on the Y because it's a Y. Nothing closed off there. My assistant Chris there, it's some nice ink on his arm, he gets to show you too. Alright, once he's got those cut, now he's going to come back here. I'm going to take this squeeze clamp off with a pair of channel locks. He's going to actually split the hose so that it's easier to get off. We also have a drain pan under our vehicle just because we don't like to spill coolant out. I recommend that. He's going to split the hose there, then it's probably going to grab a screwdriver and just pry it off. Just because we know we're not reusing it, why fight with getting it off, right? Work smarter, not harder, is what we always say at Modern Day. Alright, there's your old piece, off, ready to go bye-bye. Throw it in the trash, you're done with it. Let's grab a new one here and get her together. 5 minutes and 38 seconds, even with me running my mouth, and we're halfway done on the job here. Chris is over getting his parts here. He's going to go ahead and prep and put the first rubber hose on the line. Just, you know, why do it down there in a tight spot? And there's why they give you that fourth clamp. You got to tighten it down there. I would use your impact. It's the 5/16. Alright, so he's got the hose on the Y. Now he's going to reach down in there and shove the Y up in the two other hoses just to get them in place before he puts the piece on the motor side. So go ahead and shove that up in there, Chris. Before you shove that in, you want to put a clamp on there, don't you, buddy?
Yes, sir. That's going to be a little bit of hard to do.
Okay, so we're going to cut back the conduit a little bit here. So we have room to get a clamp on. Once again, we want this to be a real video. We don't like to edit out a bunch of stuff, so. Oh, now I got out the fancy scissors. Had to add a tool to the job there, huh?
Didn't think about it at first.
He could have also used his side cutters to do that with.
Yeah, I could have.
Hardest part's going to be cutting back that conduit there, Chris.
Yes, sir, it was.
Hoses fit nice and snug there. Not too hard to push on, but just nice and snug. You need to shove that one a little more up on there. There we go. Now we're up on there all the way. Now we're going to come back here. We're going to put it on the other end. We're going to go ahead and tighten down our clamps real quick with our impact. My light kicked on there to even help Chris see a little bit better. There we go. Now we're going to put our coil back in place back real quick. Two 10mm bolts. We're going to plug back in our 3 spark plug wires. Hook up our vacuum line. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. This job is done. Here's what it looks like when you get it nice and finished up. You got your clamps on there. You got your hose all tightened down and your coil all back in place. And there's a quick repair to save you $150 roughly. We'll put a link in the bottom to our website so you can get the part for you. Nice and easy. Don't want you to have to go searching the web for stuff. You watched our video, you might as well just click the link and purchase the part from us. Thank you from Modern Day Rob, and have a great